you had a choice to watch this movie, but in the movie they did not have any choice. Phil, you watched no other choice. Came out what, a month ago, right? Yeah, December. Yeah, it came out in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in December last year. Yeah, last year. Well, that was weird. I said that like naturally, and it like didn't sound right, but it is right.
You're like, wait a minute.
Last year, big talks about this movie being incredible. A big deal movie. Phil, I can't wait to hear what you thought because I want to know if I should watch it because I really wanted to watch it and I didn't get a chance to. So I want to know, Phil.
Bro.
What did you think of No Other Choice out of 10?
Bro, this movie was pretty good. If I had to give this movie a rating, 1 out of 10, this shocks me a bit because I thought I would love it a little bit more. It was in the Hamnet area for me, but I gave this a strong 7 out of 10. I gave it 7 out of 10. I was close to an 8 out of 10, but I think there was something about it where I was like, I don't know if this would be my first choice to watch, but I would still, if it was on, I'd still really like to watch it. Like,
Yeah.
it was very, very good. It looked incredible. The acting was incredible. I mean, as usual, though, this is Park Chan-wook, but I believe this is the same director who did Parasite. I believe so. I'm trying to check right now. So
It's the guy that did Old Boy. I don't think he did Parasite. I think that's a different guy, but we'll double check.
Okay, never mind. If I am wrong on that, I apologize. But then again, it kind of felt like it was Parasite.
No. Because Parasite is
Old Boy,
Bong
though.
Joon-ho, who did
Yes,
Mickey
my bad.
17 also last year. So yeah,
Okay.
this is the director
That's
of
what it was.
Old Boy, which is why I'm so curious about this movie because Old Boy, not a movie I've seen, but a movie I've always wanted to see. It's on the list. It's gonna get
Yeah.
down on the homework soon. I really wanted to watch this movie, so
So I apologize. The director who did Old Boy. This movie was very good though. Like, what's his name? Mansu is the main character, and just to give a little like quick brief summary, it's about a man who loses his job that was like the job he loved, and instantly tries to get it back in the craziest way possible. Like craziest. But I was very impressed with this movie. Like I enjoyed it definitely more than Mickey 17, but I really thought like the well, not just the acting, but the way he was coming up with certain different things, like leading up to the grand scheme of, spoiler alert, killing his competition. Incredible. I really liked his family because I think that is one thing that was super impressed with me. The cast, they were very in this movie. It wasn't just Lee Byung-hun, who played Mansu. It wasn't just him as the main character. He was definitely a main character, but like his daughter, or the person playing his daughter, the person playing his son, and definitely the person playing his wife were unbelievable in this movie. His wife was funny when she didn't need to be, and this movie actually did have a comedic like tone to it.
that's what I was gonna ask. What is
surprised
the
me.
tone? Yeah.
But it definitely gets pretty like tense and I guess a little scary for a second with me when I was watching
Really?
it. A little scary just because of that's how good the acting was with him, because there were so many moments where he's alone with a person or he's contemplating something where you're wondering what is he gonna do next, and
Yeah.
it was scary. Not scary like horror movie scary, but like scary where it's like, what is he gonna do? Because at the start of it, it's really comedic and like fun that you kind of forget that this is a movie where this guy's gonna be killing people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the scary part of it, because I feel like at a point you're halfway through the movie and you're still having that comedic feel where it's like, I don't feel like he's gonna kill anybody. Like, this is kind of fun. This is a fun movie. But then later when you get into it, when the first thing happens, you're like, oh, whoa. Like that first kill that he does changed the movie for me, because I was already liking it. But when he gets that first kill, it shocks me. And I don't know if it's because the gun sounded a little louder when it happened, but right when the shot goes off, I feel like that was a moment in the film where you and Mansu are there saying the same thing. Did he/I just do that? Did I just do that? And you're trying to like contemplate what he just did. And another scene is going on that I don't want to spoil that coincides with it, that I believe overlaps with it very well. And that really, I just want to say this quick too. Full credit and shout out to the editing of this movie. The transitions and the connection of scenes was flawless. That is a huge snub of the Oscars that I also
I was gonna ask.
Some, No Other Choice not getting a Best Editing nomination is honestly super duper shocking and crazy to me, because the editing and the transitions of scenes was nuts. Like
Yeah.
there were so many times in the movie where, like for example, it's zooming in or focused on an inanimate object like a microphone or a mouse, and then it would perfectly transition to another scene that would incorporate that into it, which was crazy. It would just be a smooth transition. I thought that was incredible, but I really loved the flow of this movie. I really did. Like honestly, talking about it more, I kind of want to give it an 8 out of 10 because
Dang.
it was just that
Convinced
impressive.
himself.
Yeah, I might. You know, screw it. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Like it just was that good of a movie. But even just showing because he had a group of friends that were also fired, or a group of colleagues that he's super close with that were fired as well. And I also like the fact that it showed like how people process getting fired from something they love, or even just losing something they love, because these are people, the people that were fired were people who dedicated their lives like to this job. And like losing that job, it's almost like they lost their purpose in life.
Yeah.
And them showing the different POVs, like whether if they're working in a new job, if they're just sitting around at home doing nothing, and even just trying to figure out how they're going to provide for their families, was just incredible and very like saddening to see, because there was comedic relief to it sometimes, but also just thinking about it, like thinking about them trying to navigate the next phase of like, what do I do after losing this? Like I've lost my purpose. It's like, whoa, like what?
And I think there's an interesting commentary there with what's going on in like the current job market, right?
Yeah.
Obviously this movie wasn't made here, but I think definitely in America, like you see so many people get laid off from their jobs that they like were so passionate about. So I imagine a movie like this is obviously, yes, one, funny, but two, definitely it's a satire. Like it's dark, like it's supposed to try and be like, hey, like this is a real thing that's happening, just not the I'm gonna murder my competition part, obviously. Or maybe
I mean, you never know.
Maybe someone's out there murdering someone, but yeah, like I just think it's a really important movie right now, and I genuinely am surprised it's not getting any Oscar recognition, because people were saying this was like one of the best movies this year. I mean, Letterboxd, it's at a 4.1 out of 5 stars. Like that's a really strong score. So I am very surprised, dude. I have a sneeze and it's not coming out. I'm very surprised that it's not nominated for anything, actually.
Even talking about it once again, I'm changing my rating to an 8 out of 10 just because talking about it, I'm like, nah, this deserves an 8 out of 10. It's just incredible that it didn't get a nomination to me. Like it blows my mind. Once again, like there are some really great movies that came out in 2025, 1000%. But like I do feel like this should have gotten 1 or 2 nominations somewhere. Like best film editing for sure, but it should have been like a surprise, like where it's like, oh, like maybe a best picture nom, maybe a best actor leading in a leading role, maybe just something out of the blue. Like I think it deserved that, but I don't know. Like there were a couple of other snubs, like other great movies that were in this year, and just as long as people remember this one was one of the good ones of 2025, I'm okay. But I was very impressed with this movie. I was very impressed, and once again, just the acting. I can't go more than enough into the acting and the flow of this movie. Like there are so many times like you're feeling. I felt like there's gonna be a moment where I just get drowned out. This movie does not give you any chance of getting drowned out from it, because that's just how good the pacing is. Like it never, I don't want to say it never stops, but because there's definitely some moments where it slows down and just gives you some really, or I'm not going to say hear good dialogue. I'm going to say I read good dialogue, but it's impressive. Like it's very impressive. And for somebody to come up with a movie like this and to make it flow the way it did, it's incredible. Like, so sorry again, Park Chan-wook, for confusing you with the person who made Parasite, but you are a genius. Like you are an actual genius for making this movie. It was incredible. Yeah. But I really liked it, and I would highly suggest it to people, especially those who watched Parasite, or even I'm trying to think of a movie that had this type of flow where it just never. I mean, Marty Supreme. If you watched Marty Supreme and loved it, this is a movie for you, because I feel like this movie's crazier than Marty Supreme.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else you want to say on No Other Choice?
Honestly, I think you guys have no other choice than to go to theaters and watch this movie. Like, especially now. Like, I think you guys should watch it on the biggest screen you can. Watch it with a bunch of people, because it has comedic relief, but also watch it to learn. Like, watch it to, like, think about, like, what choices you have in your life and what you're grateful for right now. Because there's some people out there who don't have it as easy as you probably sometimes. And it's good to have this reminder. Like, I was thinking heavily on, like, how blessed I am to be in the position I am, but also, like, think of others.